Tipping the scales just a little over 9,700 pounds as we see it here today, including options such as a second air conditioning system. We've got the Eagle 30.5 CKTS landed here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Now this one is and has been a very popular model here at Haylett RV for the past several seasons for good reason. It does an amazing job of bridging the gap between two different kinds of RVers who normally don't look for the same kind of RV. It gives us a giant dual opposing super slide living room like a big North Point or Pinnacle. But it also gives us a little more compact, but not, I think, too small, upper deck that really appeals nicely to travelers. So the RV is big enough to enjoy at a site when you get there or to leave it there, but it's also not so big that it feels terrifying to tow this thing down the road. The name Eagle HT, I think, is really attempting to imply half-ton towing. That being said, I very, very highly recommend at least a 3/4 ton pickup for this one with a sufficient payload package because it is a good size rig. It does carry a pretty decent hitch weight, and we always want to keep you safe and put your safety before the sale here at Haylett RV. It gives us good travel access, the best warranty in the business, an amazing hot-cold camp package. Like, for instance, this is a 2+3 year warranty, but with allowances for full-time RVing, and nobody else matches that. Nobody.
And the first thing I think I want to hit on as we step in here is that today we are looking at one of two drastically different interior decors available on these. We are looking at what I'm going to call Craftsman, which is basically the brown tones, which I think is an improvement upon last year's brown tones that they had available in these. They've lightened up the brown a little bit, but it feels almost natural cut. It feels very crafted. You know, now that I say that out loud, I feel like an idiot. That's probably where the name Craftsman comes from. I'm not going to tell you how old I was when I realized why it was called the 4th of July, okay? My wife will tell you, I'm not always the quickest, all right? But the other decor that's available is called Modern Farmhouse. That's the one that has like the white cabinetry with the gray furniture. And we carry both of them here at Haylett RV today. I'm glad that we got to take a look at this for you because very often we have a lot of our videos lately have been Modern Farmhouse. And I think it's nice for you to get to see the alternative decor. One of the other really cool features I want to talk about here too is a standard whisper ducted Coleman Quiet 15,000 BTU air conditioner standard. Bedroom's second air conditioner is going to be optional on these, and you will see that we actually apply those very often here at Haylett RV. Now you can see how that theater seat is straight across from the entertainment center, but I want to put you in the driver's seat for a second. So imagine you're camping out here watching your Bob Barker, Price is Right, Matlock. I don't know what you watch. I watch BattleBots and anime and stuff like that, which probably explains a lot about the weirdness that you get from me. Electric space heating fireplace down below there. And this is an RV that has an excellent, proven, tested, hot-cold camp package. All of the windows open for airflow, by the way. Whether it's those taller, I call them toothpick windows beside the rear sofa, or those slide side breeze windows. I just have all the shades drawn because the snow and the light outside today, it was just murdering the camera, basically. Now, both side stands beside that sleeper sofa back there have household and USB plugs, which is just a really nice touch, I think. It gives you the ability to, have plenty of phones charging, lights, fans, all sorts of awesome accessories. I also like a classic feature here. A lot of brands have done away with keeping that extra storage cabinet above the sofa right there. Most brands have done away with that. Most brands don't do that anymore. It saves them a little bit of labor time not building an extra cabinet. Now, if we take a look right there, you see that is a, what I'm going to call a wall-hugging, like cinema seat. That hidden armrest remote control storage in there is a beautiful touch. And then you've got that, I call it 2+2 dining arrangement, where you've got the two full-time chairs and a great dining space for two people. But it also has that extension leaf and the two fold-away chairs that can hide under the bed, or you can just not bring them if you don't need them, if you're not expecting or wanting guests. And another major update here is how they've gotten rid of all the carpet in the slides. That is, I think that's a very cool thing. Especially the number one place I think you don't want carpet is right here, where I'm eating. Anywhere that I'm going to have food and drinks, which is basically the living room and the kitchen, that's where RVs traditionally had that stuff. But now they don't, you know. These are all sealed edge pressed membrane counters, by the way. So, very resistant to water exposure. And by the way, that's not black. If I get you right up here close to it, you see it's actually a nice deep chocolate brown. And sometimes the camera does not translate that very well. So if that's something you're curious about, that's where sometimes I put these pictures and videos together to try to give you a good idea, ladies and gentlemen. But there really is no substitute for just seeing it in person sometimes.
Now to begin with, up top back here above the rear sofa, you have hardwood cabinet door frames with metallic struts, making it easier to come and go there. And this is what I call better still cabinetry that has an all wood core that's pocket screwed together. Basically the same thing you're going to get up through a lot of luxury fifth wheels. It's also worth mentioning that back here under the sofa you have a little boost to storage. And I tell you what, from personal experience, what that's really handy for, little pro tip from Uncle Josh, that's where you're going to put something like a foam topper and some blankets, some extra bedding dedicated just to that rear sleeper sofa. So you don't have to lug it around everywhere else.
And as long as we're opening everything up, I realized you hadn't really seen like the stereo system unit. It's not just Bluetooth, it is still DVD, which is a function that a lot of brands have begun silently phasing out. This is also a better time to get to see those hidden hinges that we have on all the cabinetry. And you see that little wire in there. Jayco includes HDMI wiring. A lot of brands are HDMI capable, but they still run RCA wiring, the white, yellow, red plugs. It's lower definition. Jayco by default does all the wiring for us. The TV is also on a double swing arm pivot, so if you want to move that around, you want to be able to watch it from the dining or from the sofa, you can, and get to the storage back there. And speaking of storage, let's really start diving into the rest of the kitchen space here. We've seen the appetizers. Now let's get the main course, basically. Full pantry built right in over here, and that I think is going to be a very critical item as we move around. Beside that, I mean, drawers to the floors here. 1, 2, 3, 4 utensil drawers plus an extra large drawer below a larger oven you can actually do some cleaning in. And I want to talk about this refrigerator here. The refrigerator facing will change color to match that of the Decor. It'll turn to that white with the distressing in the Farmhouse Decor. Jayco does, standard in this floor plan is an 8 cubic foot two-way fridge. What we're looking at here today is a 50% larger, actually slightly larger than that, 13 cubic foot basically, gas electric two-way fridge freezer. It is the biggest refrigerator and freezer combination available within this floor plan. However, Jayco does now offer a 10.7 cubic foot 12 volt DC compressor fridge. We will be building this floor plan in various combinations of brown Craftsman, white Farmhouse, 4-door fridge, and 12-volt fridge. So we're going to have all kinds of different versions of this in stock at any given point. The one that we have in stock at Haylitz might not be just like this one. It might be just like this one. It just depends. Now, the cool thing, when you go with the 12-volt fridge, you will gain an extra pantry down the right side of that slide fascia. Right, left, I don't remember, on one of the sides of it. But when you go with the big 4-door fridge like this one, remember, we still maintain a pantry. You never lose the pantry space. So you really have your choice of getting maximum pantry space, maximum cold storage, or by going with the 12-volt fridge, you get the maximum pantry space and pretty good, like in between cold storage space. But that 12-volt fridge will actually cool faster. It is better for traveling. It's a more travel safe option. It's very easy to overcome if you're going to do some off-grid camping. Okay, that was a lot of talking about refrigerators. A neat thing over here, Eagle has what's called the Mervin Shelf. There's a little magnet that gets it up out of the way. So if you want a coat closet by the door, you got it. And if you just want extra pantry space, you got it. And if you want a big time shoe garage to keep the clutter cut, you got two. Feels almost like, the Little Mermaid, where she's like, thingamabobs, I've got 20.
But who cares? No big deal. I want more. And it appears I was so busy doing a bad rendition of Part of This World from the Disney hit soundtrack The Little Mermaid that I forgot to give you a good look at the island here. And especially on one of these, I want to make sure you see in here, because they leave us some big space here for like wastebasket. You got shelf space there if you want to add, some dish soaps or anything like that, or if you have stackable pots and pans, big stuff. Down below here, that could, I think, maybe be another space for like a small wastebasket, maybe a baking sheet, but that extra drawer right there on the island giving you some prep space, super handy. Not to mention the fact they use an asymmetrical island, so you always have some dedicated prep space there even when the sink is in use. And maybe it's not always visually the most pleasing, but personally, I think it's probably the more functional design, and I like that they did that. Anyway. Up here in the bathroom, they've rearranged things a little bit. They flip-flopped the toilet and the vanity. I like this. The bathroom looks and feels bigger to me. It feels a little bit better, more flowy and natural. I think it's easier to get through in travel mode. We'll see that in a minute. Largely, the travel mode access is excellent because they're using a sliding door here, not a swinging door. Up top, they're using a different kind of max air fan. It basically has a built-in roof vent cover to keep the rainy day kind of stuff out. Now, if you're looking for legroom, it's got plenty. I'm very comfortable in here, even with my big, long legs. And similarly, over here in this larger corner radius shower, you have plenty of headroom. And as you can see, I was a little bit mesmerized by that little night light up there. During the day, not super impressive. At night, it'll make this whole shower glow, and you'll be attracted to it like a moth to flame. And basically, you'll be able to see what you're doing without turning on the main overhead cabin lights, blinding yourself, and waking your partner. Now, what's easy to miss, but I don't want you to miss, which is why I'm talking about not missing it, is the fact that this is a dual entry bedroom and bathroom, which means that we have this extra large linen cabinet built right into the upper deck slide here. And just like the kitchen, you've got that sealed edge pressed membrane counter with some really good sort of like space for toothbrushes, and a big mirror here with medicine cabinet inside it. And you notice how there's backlighting behind it, kind of like that neon Coors Labatt whatever blue nightlight that you're seeing right there. You wake up in the morning or the evening, you need to see what you're doing. You can do so with some indirect light that won't, cause you to go and squint real hard. Which for some reason is the first sound effect that comes to mind. Little hand towel ring right there, by the way. Don't want you to miss that. Now, as we come into the bedroom, I'm going to talk about this in more depth in just a minute. I want you to know for now, a 60 by 80 True Queen is standard. What we're looking at today is a pair of options. First of all, the 70 by 80 king bed, as well as a factory-installed second 15,000 BTU air conditioner. This has the same 30,000 BTU air cooling capacity as a North Point, a Pinnacle, a Montana. I mean, that is an absolutely awesome thing that they're doing right here. They're both Coleman quieter units. It's whisper ducted in the living room. It's standard ducting here in the bedroom because this one is optional. It's very, very hard for a manufacturer to option dual whisper ducting. Basically, the builds are very difficult that way. Now, both side stands here are just wide open, super CPAP friendly. They have their own blue indirect lights underneath, and then on both sides of the bed, you see switches built right onto those closets, or not even closet, cabinet right there, for each of their own individual overhead lights. And then, I love this. Just a big, giant window giving you an amazing view of your site when you wake up, in the morning, go to bed, or if you wake up in the middle of the night and hear a funky sound, you can be like, yo, what is going on here? Now, I always want you to get to see the storage in these things, and the upper deck of these HTs, the storage arrangements on them have changed a little bit from previously. At a glance, these side cabinets up here, they look like they might be hanging closets. They're actually just like storage wardrobes. You could layer up some, sweatshirts, some jeans, what have you in there. Your hanging storage is going to be located over here in the slide out. You see that hanging bar up top. So this has the same hanging storage as something with the dual side stands. You're just getting more dresser storage, basically, which is what we're looking at down here. They're even including for us a nice pair of dresser drawers, although with that door in the way, you're not exactly getting to see that as much. Now, you've got this little alcove here built right into the slide as well, which is a really nice touch. Eagle's been doing that pretty much, for like the last 5 or 6 years. And there's a lot of companies that give us a very similar bedroom arrangement to this, and maybe they have a little more closet space as a result. But I'm pretty confident almost everybody's going to like those dual cross breeze windows running across the bed right there. And of course, they have the same nightshades as everything else. And another nice thing going on here is the big storage under the bed, whether it's the queen bed or the king bed like we're seeing right now. And that's actually one of the reasons I wanted to lift this bed up. If you look at this, the boxing under the bed does not change whether you get a king or queen size bed. The cabinets, the side stands on either side of the mattress do not change whether it's a king or queen size bed. So you might be asking, why then have we gone to so many king beds in these here at Haylett RV? And the answer is because if you want to go from a 70 by 80 king to a 60 by 80 queen, it's much, much easier than going from a true king to this 70 by 80 kind of interesting sized camp king, if you will. All we need to do is shave that plywood deck a little bit. We don't need to rebuild anything. It's an easier swap down. So if you give us a call here at Haylett's and the one that we have in stock has a king, remember, we can easily make that a queen for you. But if it's a queen, it's a lot harder to find a mattress and to build a new bed platform for you. So we can get you on the road, out the door, simpler, easier, and for less money. Now, I also wanted to show you the RV with the slide closed, not only because it's good to know what you have accessible in travel mode, but with the king bed upgrade, I wanted you to get to see that that door can, in fact, easily open and close. Some campers, when you get into a king bed upgrade, it becomes very difficult to get into the bedroom because the mattress starts squishing against the door. You won't have that issue here. So for traveling little potty stops, or if you've been on the road a couple days, you got to take a quick, military shower, get the stank rinsed off you can do that there. On a floor plan like this, especially in these smaller class fifth wheels where the focus on this one again is this big opposing slide living room. Question becomes, yeah, but can I get to the fridge? And as you're seeing, yeah, you pretty much can. Now, there's no question about it here. With the gas electric two-way fridge, you can get to the freezer, no sweat. The question becomes, what about the refrigerator? And since they have that little kind of bump right there, that little cutaway on the kitchen counter, you can open the door enough that if you need to, you can kind of reach around the corner a bit and get in there. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's like, using the fridge when you're at when the slides are open, but obviously when the slides are closed, I think we all know that we need to make a couple little concessions and exceptions, and for the most part, I think this one maintains really good traveling access considering it has the island and the opposing slides. They probably could have squished it down, build it a little shorter, but like the 27 RS Eagle HT. That one's shorter, but you lose basically all the kitchen when the slide's closed. The slightly bigger 30.5 here, you get that stuff. And if you appreciate the extra information we're giving you by closing the slides and showing you around, please hit that subscribe button to let us know that you appreciate the effort. Now, one of the first things I think I really should have hit on a little bit sooner is the fact that there is nobody matching the warranty on one of these. With a 2+3 year warranty, not a 1+3 or a 1 year only warranty, with allowances for full-time RVing, Jayco has more models rated for full-time RVing than anybody else, and they do so for twice as long. That is terribly impressive. We are slide awning ready. We have an extra wide, tall entry door. And then notice how we have dual entry handles, and those are the gas strut assisted, what I call 0G stable steps, where they will help lift and lower themselves so that you don't have to. And that's a textbook example of what I call Eagle doing Eagle things. Now, it's not that Eagle's the only one using those steps, but you normally have to you have to go past Eagle HT, you have to go past Big Bird Eagle and get to like North Point in Montana price levels to normally get features like that. Montanica. That sounds, I like that name. That's a cool name. Anyway, sorry, I saw something shiny. The turning point hitch here. Eagles, HTs have been very good for short bed pickups for a number of years, already able to achieve an 88-degree turn without that. And they decided, you know what? We're going to make sure that even on those shorter than short bed pickups, we're going to make sure that people just don't have an issue where the cap of our beautiful fifth wheel collides with the cab of their beautiful pickup, and then everybody loses. And these are not just rear camera ready, side camera prepped as well. And the J-Smart lighting system, if you're not familiar with it, let's say you flip on your left-hand blinker, that left-hand clearance light, all of the clearance lights on this side of the trailer will blink along with it, but they run separate power lines to the marker lights and the camera prep, by the way, so that you don't have to worry about, like, is the camera going to be clipping out when I flip on my turn signal? No, it's not. It's going to remain consistent. Best in class Goodyear Endurance radials, 87 mile an hour rated, which is just one shy of being able to be put on the DeLorean with Doc Brown and Marty to go back in time. Remember that time Michael J. Fox was on Saturday Night Live and Kevin Nealon was in a elevator with him and he just kept going back in time?
time. Like, I wake up and I have breakfast and I think about that skit. I don't know why. Anyway, so sorry. Big pass-through storage compartment. Across the way down there, we have motion-activated lighting and TV hookups. But notice as I back up, you've also got motion lighting here as well on both sides of the camper, because you're going to use both sides of the pass-through. Also, I don't know of anybody else in this class that is doing the treatment on the bed and bath deck that Jayco does. They are using a superior double-sided radiant barrier, not a single side, and they use it not just here, but all the way across the bath deck, up the nose, across the roof. They use it in the slide flooring. They're using more of it than anybody else I've seen. And it's funny, Jayco doesn't have to claim cockamamie R5240 made-up R values to have the best proven and tested cold camp ratings out there. Pretty impressive. There's our controls for our auto leveling, battery disconnect up where cargo is not going to destroy it, and our enclosed docking center over here with first of all, we have a side mount solar prep plug. I am not going to be able to get you on the roof today because of the weather, but this does have roof solar prep standard. Eagle's been doing that longer than anybody else here. And you know what I'm going to think about all day? Back in time. So this is another thing that Eagle was the first to do and standardize in this class. A factory standard 3,000 pound rated towing hitch with safety chain hooks and 4-way wiring harness, so that if you do want to add a boat or something back here, enclosed trailer, you can do so without voiding that best in-class warranty. Jayco wants you to enjoy that protection and peace of mind, not waste it. That ladder again gets you up to that Magnum truss plywood decked roof and all of the windows over here on the door side. That is always a favorite feature of mine. I know it's very popular out there from listening to you folks. I think that great minds think alike that way. I love being over here, able to enjoy looking at my campsite instead of having the shades pulled, not looking at the neighbors. Oh, another neat little thing here, a couple things. They put their outside speakers for your patio space way down low here in the skirting so that you don't have a couple 4-inch holes in the wall where they had to drill that. And then you can keep the volume a little bit lower and not get the neighbors calling the park ranger on you or whatever. Here come the music police. And that's a little cold water sprayer port, by the way. You might have seen somewhere, I don't remember if we pointed it out, a little blue coily sprayer hose to be able to check that out. These are also already set for 4 batteries up front in that front compartment. And the good news is that we actually include your first battery for you here at Haylett RV at no charge. Speaking of that, I'm not blind. The camper needs a bath. That's yet another thing we're going to do for you without charging you extra money, because we don't do hidden fees at Haylett RV. So if you're looking to casual travel, go full-time RVing, or just park it at a seasonal site and enjoy the big living room, whatever the case is, this one's going to work. You want to throw a boat behind it with that towing hitch. It only does all of the things. So if that sounds good, if you like what you see in this video, please click the like button. And if you appreciate the information that we bring you here at Haylett RV, please support our family-owned and operated facility. Shop small and click that subscribe button, and we would love that support. Let me know what you like about this RV, and if there's a question you have or maybe something you don't like, please share that too. And we're always going to try to do our best to get you good information. So as always, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone. It is mittens over glove season now, and my ears are freezing. I'm going to put my ninja sock back on.